and the Masters of the Universe. Such
It's good music. All those old '80s shows had really good music too. Maybe it's just nostalgia. Maybe that's part of it. What's going on, guys?
Hey,
We got me and Ace,
that's right.
and everybody out there watching. Let me stop this. There we go. Okay. So we are the Marauders. We are here every Thursday, 7:30. I want you guys to hang out with us, throw in some questions, talk to us, or if you just want to hang out, listen to us, go for it.
That's right.
We love you guys, and we're glad you're here with us. Let's go ahead and get this started. Let's go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's going on? This is Ace of the Universe, aka Ace Kennedy. Y'all know me. Talk nerdy to me. Let's get it.
And I still am no buff, all fluff from last week. I just feel like that. I mean, He-Man's all buff.
That's
I
right.
can't keep up with that one. So let's go ahead and get into our sponsor real quick, because I've got a couple things. So I definitely have been to Sonic several times. I've got my cherry limeade. It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
And Shane dogged this thing, but this is the banana pudding
Shake.
shake.
God, read it looks so good.
Look at that. It's actually just dripping up. That's awesome.
Yeah. My daughter had it.
Did she really? I'm
Yeah.
about to have it right now. I wanted to try it on this. Oh man. Slap my grandma for that one.
That's what I needed to hear.
That's good. That's good.
You know,
That's
it's
good
crazy
stuff.
because I just had ocean water for the first time, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. Was blown away. It's like just the liquid version of the blue coconut slush.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
if I would have known that, I would have had that years ago. That's
I
crazy.
can't. I can't believe you haven't tried it till now.
I don't know why I've been scared of it. Like I thought I had it before and it just tasted like real weird. But I had a
Right.
sip of it of my wife's because she got it and I was like, "Are you kidding me? This is like just the because I like the blue coconut slush, but
Right.
this you know how it is when you drinking a slush and you get all the liquid out, then you gotta wait and
Yeah.
you just bypass it. Just give me the juice.
Yeah, you don't even have to. You just got the whole thing. I mean, all it is blue coconut and Sprite.
Oh my gosh.
That's one of my favorite things.
I might have to
Actually,
I
so
might have to get one tonight. I'm gonna have to see if my wife will let me get it. She'll kill me, but
it's good stuff.
yeah.
Cherry limeade's awesome too, though.
Thank you, Sonic.
Anyways, thank you, Sonic, for sponsoring us. And that cherry limeade is awesome. So let's get on to our favorite thing. I just want to go right into it. Let's do some He-Man.
Let's get it. Let's get it. We might as well.
Matt,
A lot of
Masters of the
controversy.
Universe. There is. There's a ton
Yeah.
of controversy on this. We actually had some podcast people that usually are here that they weren't digging it,
Who
but
was digging it?
Shane wasn't digging it.
That's crazy because that's not what he told me. Oh, that's crazy.
He told me that it was just he goes, I didn't like it. I just felt like there should be more He-Man.
Okay, so he's one of them. So not only did we report on the podcast, we watched the trailer with
We
Kevin
did the
Smith
whole thing
saying, "This is
together.
not how He-Man." That's what's killing me about everybody. First of all, it's the first half of the show. It's the first half of the show, and this might not even be the only season we get. So if it's just the introduction to get us back into this franchise, and what it did, in my opinion, it did like what the Mandalorian did. It took like the off characters and made them cool because I love Tila, I love Man of Arms, I love Orko. Uh and so to get these characters to have some shine, even Evil Lyn, like Evil Lyn was incredible in this episode,
Definitely.
in this season. So and they brought in a new character, which is one of the people I used to follow, Tiffany Smith. She also played Princess Diana, Prince, no, Meghan Markle. She played Meghan Markle in that little in the thing that she did. But yeah, Tiffany Smith, she was the new character. She's actually a character from the comic, and they kind of made into this new character. But still, like just the whole thing, and I, as soon as I started watching it and really started getting myself into it, then it was just like, okay, I see where this is going, and I see how people can be offended because, of course, they're like, oh, they just forcing the whole girl power down our throat, uh, you know, are they're forcing Tila's sexuality on us. I'm just like, bro, it's a cartoon.
I I didn't feel that at all, honestly. When I tried to go in with no expectations
100%.
because we already like we've said, we literally listened to Kevin Smith. Yeah, Kevin Smith,
Hmm.
where he told us this is about Tila.
Yeah,
This is about her finding out and her journey from that. He
right,
literally said that out loud.
right. And the thing is I'm gonna be honest. It took me a minute to transition where it was just like, uh, I want to see some more He-Man, but then I was just like, but Ahmad, he told you that it's not gonna be a bunch of He-Man. And again, this is only the
Right.
first half.
Yeah.
This is the and if you haven't seen Masters of the Universe yet, I'm sorry because we spoiling stuff on here. That's what we
Yeah, we're
talking
gonna
about.
spoil it tonight. Yep.
Because obviously, He-Man died twice. Well, Prince Adam died twice. Well, no, He-Man once, Prince Adam once, whatever. Uh, and so that was a little weird. That was jarring because a piece of the mythology that they took from the 2002 series is that there were champions ahead of He-Man, and so once you pass, you go into there's like the let me see, Grace, what is it, Turnia, so Subturnia and Preturnia.
Preternia, I
Yeah,
think. Yeah.
and that's like Subturnia is kind of like the hell, and then Preturnia is like the heaven, and then obviously Eternia, where Castle Grayskull was, which there was a bunch of stuff going on because like Castle Grayskull was really like a cover for the
The
Magic.
Hall of Wisdom.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, there was a bunch of different stuff that was being thrown out. And then for me, it was just cool to see, like, I remember the toys, right? And
Yeah.
to see the things that were used as toys on there was incredible. And I thought the tone, like everybody's character felt the same from the 80s. You know what I'm saying?
Except for Orko.
I still thought he
Orko was a
was
little
too.
different.
He got a well. Think about the reason why I
He
say
was
that.
always kind of comic relief to me. So
Yeah, he
that's
was
why
still
I'm
the court
saying.
jester, but I think in this one the magic went away. Though it stripped him of part of his personality. Like he's not even creating magic; he was literally dying.
Okay.
And
Right.
so for that, he's got perspective. You know how it is when whether you get sick or you're isolated for a long period of time and you get to just think. And it was like, I want my life to be more than just a jester. Like I want to actually, I'm the butt of the joke. Like I want to dial into my energy and be able to do something positive because everything I end up doing is always a disaster. Like he was really
Hmm.
digging into himself. So that's why it was kind of that payoff when he disappeared with made it look like he died. Like that
He
was
actually, yeah.
yeah, that was an emotional blow because it's like, whoa, that was dark because again, he got to do something fulfilling where he did something to actually help and it didn't blow up in his face. So I thought I just felt tonality as far as all of the characters, it felt good. Uh and then not only the tone, but the actual animation was great. Like
It was
it
for
was
sure.
just beautiful, like very
I
vibrant.
love, yeah, I love the colors. Like it was super vibrant on stuff. Everything was poppy. Yeah, that was a good part of that.
And I loved Cringer. I loved Cringer. He got to talk, um, and there was some plot things that was just a little weird. Like somebody brought up the fact that when they came to get Man of Arms to forge the sword back together, and he was just like, "Well, I got thrown out, so I want to respect the royal family." It's like, bro, you do know the whole universe about to be destroyed, and we need your help to put this sword together to save the universe. And you talking about the royal family? Like right now is not the time to be caring about what they talking about when the whole world is about to be destroyed.
Right. Except
Yeah,
for that, I mean, that's his thing though. Is he's super loyal,
yeah,
and I think he changed that loyal to family is all he did,
yeah.
and he didn't want to leave anybody. But, anyways, so let's just break some of this down. Let's start with some of the first few episodes. I know we actually got to see a little bit. Well, through the whole 5 episodes, we got little snippets of things that happened, like old school stuff, to help us kind of understand some new school stuff. But we start out with like we're getting to see Tila, we're seeing Prince Adam. They're all hanging out with the king and queen. She's about to be made man of arms, which is a huge deal. And man of arms himself was like super proud. It's like his own daughter basically. And at that point, we finally get like this massive attack on Castle Grayskull.
Hmm.
And so, but this is where we actually get to see some of the first few characters, old school style, with Skeletor, Evelyn, um, the Cyclops dude, whatever his name. I can't remember what his name is. The one
Uh,
that his eye turns.
yeah. Oh man, Cyclops. Oh my gosh,
I said Cyclops and
Triclops.
it screwed you up.
Yeah, it's like Triclops or something. I forgot. If you wouldn't have said it, I would have known. But yeah, 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 Triclops or
It was
something.
Beastman
Yeah,
and a bunch
Beast,
of
I
others
like
like that.
Beast a lot.
I liked him. I liked later because we one thing about the show is my what I liked the most was that we actually get actually because we're not focusing on He-Man, we get all the evil guys. We're getting to learn a little more about like what makes them tick, what really is going on in their heads, why they're doing what they're doing. Like Evelyn, we get to see her later, where she's like actually just basically just been following Skeletor around and not even doing what she wants to do. She's just been
Mhm.
so in love with him. So we get to see a lot of that inner dialogue of stuff that's going on with all the other characters, and they all get highlighted at some
Yeah,
point in these shows.
except for
Like we talk,
that one dude got killed. He died pretty quick too. Stinkor.
which one is he? I don't
He was
remember
like
him.
so they were going to go get that's where the line "No glove, no love" came from. Where they were
Oh,
at the little swamp thing,
yes,
and he blew
the
up.
s- the skunk
Yeah,
looking whatever it was. Yes, which was nasty looking.
yeah, yeah. That was crazy. So we had a bunch of death in this new iteration of Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
But
and
we did get answers to that question. Remember when we saw the trailer and we was wondering why He Man was riding a horse and it ended up being Skeletor.
yes,
So I was like
yes,
relieved of that because I was like, it's kind of weird.
yeah, it made a lot more sense that all that was fake.
Yeah.
So go ahead.
No, I
You're
was
gonna
just
say
like,
something.
what did you think of Tila's transformation once she left the realm?
Uh, it just seemed like she did a 180 just because of what everybody said or what everything that happened. She just felt like everybody was a liar. So she basically just went off on her own. And I kind of like the idea just because it gives her she's going out to figure out what she's going to do, who she's going to be outside of this whole man of arms thing. Uh but she just takes on the loner thing though, where there's no trust, there's no other than what's the chick's name?
I don't remember her name, but I'll look it up while we're talking. But we got another like uh what's the last movie, the Rise of Skywalker moment. You remember how Finn kept wanting to tell Ray a secret the whole time.
Right.
It was that secret that they kept wanting to tell Tila, and she wouldn't let him. You remember that?
Uh,
Man of Arms was trying to say, he was like, "Well, we need to talk about it." And she was like, "Don't, no, no, don't bring it up." Every time somebody tried to bring it up, she kept stopping them. Like
oh,
it feels like
yeah.
they're setting her up to be the next champion. Which is that would make people upset.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but I mean, we had the preface of uh, when we went to Preternia, when we saw all the other actual Grayskull himself, all the way down to He-Man or Prince Adam, I guess. They all got to pick their own forms,
Hmm.
which was kind of crazy, and everybody was all buff, like their main power up style, except for Prince Adam. He just chose his skinny little scrawny self,
Hmm.
which everybody thought was funny. But then one thing that Grayskull said was, you know, we were before you. There's going to be people after you, because they were trying to get him to stay and not cross over. Because if he does, he doesn't come back. Well, we don't think he does. We
Right.
don't know what's going to go happen with that, but I don't want to
Yeah.
give away the ending just yet. We'll get to that. But
Andrea is what was the new character.
Andrea, okay, which is the one that's hanging out with Tila,
Hmm.
doing the. They're basically bounty hunters, just looking for stuff to turn in and make some money.
Right.
Which is where we first see him with the skunk dude, whatever Stinko or Stinky or Stinky Pete, whatever his name is.
Right.
So so far, who is your favorite villain and favorite hero of what we've had so far?
So I really enjoy Beastman, but I would have to say my favorite villain thus far is Evil Lynn, just because she wasn't really a character I cared about in the older series, and my heart still was with Orko, but I definitely had to say Man of Arms was who I loved how he was grizzled. I loved how uh he just I mean he looked the same, but like I loved when his helmet was off and his hair was out. Like I liked seeing the
It's almost
character.
samurai style.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really enjoyed his character, and I enjoyed, like I said, and it's funny because the person who plays him, Liam Cunningham from Game of Thrones, he played Sir Davos, and I liked him in Game of Thrones, and so his voice really resonated. And then, like I said, Evil Lynn, who again, somebody from Game of Thrones, with Lena Headey. So, uh, yeah, their characters just stood out to me.
I liked Evelyn's her progression through the first 5 episodes, where we get to see her with Skeletor
Hmm.
all the way to the end, where she's helped them, she's grown, she's been with Orko, which is a big deal. Between them, they kind of had an attachment there. With we found out what Orko's name was. Like why he's called Orko is because he was actually supposed to be called, he was an oracle, but he just kept screwing up, and that just didn't work out.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, so I mean, like I said, just a bunch of little different little tidbits of each character, seeing them grow. Definitely different from what we known them from back in the original series. But Skeletor, you know, I thought his mannerisms was cool and stuff like that. Like I said, it's hard to really say anything about those two because He Man and Skeletor, because we didn't get to see very much of them. But again, with the expectation of knowing, like I think if they would have put out the entire series up front, right? Then I think it might we would be from 50-50 to maybe 75-25, because right now a lot of people that don't like it, of course, immediately are like, oh, this is like the Last Jedi. This is exactly what the Last Jedi was. It's taking a character that we loved and making him scrub out, in comparison to what we wanted him to be. And we're not getting to see the character we wanted to see. And so and this is obviously why, because Kevin Smith likes the Last Jedi, so of course he's gonna mess up He-Man. Like, that's all of the stuff I've been hearing. I'm just like, man, oh my gosh, y'all are taking this to a whole new level.
Yeah, that's a stretch. I mean, and like we said, he said that this was going to be different. He said this we're going to leave, we're going to start where we left off, and we're going to learn about some new stuff, which is I liked it.
I did too. I
I have
enjoyed
to when we got to the end though. Okay, so the end, we get Prince Adam. He comes back through the other side. They hand him the sword, which has been split at the beginning because he was trying to stop Skeletor from stealing
the orb.
the orb. I don't remember what the orb's called. It had a certain name, but and this orb is what holds all of Preternia, Eternia, the whole like they show the whole universe, and if this light goes out, then everything's gone. And so he's basically trying to keep Skeletor away from this power. The sword breaks. We get to the last episode. They finally got both pieces. They get it welded back together, and he's going up to have the power, and he gets stabbed through the heart by Skeletor.
Yep. Skeletor finally gets what he's been trying to get the whole 80s. He
And go ahead. Yeah.
got the power sword.
He's got the sword. He even at the very end, he is huge and he's saying, I have the power. And he's like ginormous at this point.
Skelegod is what they call him.
Which, okay, so when I see the sword come through his heart, I literally said, what the F? We literally just got him back. That's probably the only spot in the whole 5 episodes that I was pissed, actually. But I'm gonna hold my reservations. I'm not gonna call it a Last Jedi because I've loved everything up to this point. But when he stabbed him through the heart, I was pissed.
Well, like I said, we know He-Man will be back. I watched the after show on Netflix, and he was like, "This is the only thing I'll give you guys for the next part is that there will be a huge fight between He-Man and Skelegod." So, uh, he's coming back. We don't know how. And then, of course, there's other things talking about the character, the actor that plays He-Man or Prince Adam or whatever. He had some bad words to say about the direction they thought the series was going in. I'm just like, bro, y'all is out here Jordan reaching. Just if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. But if like, why you got to go to this length of it? That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that kills me.
Because we are a unique breed. Us
We are
nerds.
like
We
everything. You have to choose. There has to be a side on everything. You can't like
There
DC
does.
and Marvel. You got to like one or the other. You got to like Star Trek or Star Wars. You can't like them both. Like, stop, bro.
Right.
Like, you can like multiple things. It's possible.
It is possible. I'm not one of those guys. I like everything except for The Last Jedi.
Hey, that's why we got kids, man. Because you got to love your kids. You love them differently. You can still love all of your kids, and so that's the thing.
Right.
Like, oh boy, it kills me. Just like people, everything is divisive. Everything has to be one or the other. You can't choose. You can't choose two things. It's impossible.
It is crazy. Yeah, take that for me. Thank you. I had to have my shake taken because I don't want it to melt.
Oh
It's
no, it
got to be
needs to go in the
put.
freezer. That's
It's
right.
got.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick it in the freezer, son. Thank you. I, I want to eat all of that,
I
and
can
it's
tell.
I got a big one, and I'm waiting. I'm ready for this. Anyways, okay. So yes, I am definitely ready for the next part of this. Do we know how many extra episodes we're gonna get? Is it gonna be
I'm,
5?
I'm sure it's probably gonna be like around 5 or 6. Maybe to round it up to be 12. I don't know. I didn't do much research into the second part. I don't even know when it's scheduled to come out. I just know before the end of the year.
Right. Well, I'm ready for it. It was definitely a good 5 episodes. I got to the end of the 5th one, and I didn't realize that it was just the 5.
Same here.
and it went to the like next thing is this, and I was like, wait, I I don't feel like I've watched this very long.
It's not a very long watch because I remember even because I was gone the weekend that it came out, and I was able to watch the first episode while we were down vacationing. When we got back, I was like, I'll watch the rest on Monday because I'm off Monday. I get the whole day to just chill and watch it. So Sunday, as I was unloading the laundry and suitcases and stuff, I started watching it. And then, like you said, the recommendation for something new, and I was like,
Yeah,
what?
but that shows me that I liked it a lot because I wanted more. Because
Yeah,
when we got to it, I was just like, hey, I gotta what's I need to know what's going on. So yeah. So anything else on that one? Do you like? Is there anything
uh,
else on that?
well, I was it was interesting that we didn't see the Purple Panther from Skeletor's side. We never saw him. But I mean, other than that, like I
We
said,
didn't.
I
Yeah,
thought the series was great, and I can't wait to see the second part.
I think we just didn't see that because he was riding the fake
Hmm. But I
mechanical
mean,
horse, and then he
I would have
dies.
thought that maybe would have been like him, just like how they were magically changed, he could be magically changed. So that's what I thought it might be, but who knows?
To
Not that
actually get to
they
see
don't care about.
the panther
Yeah,
change into the giant thing. That would be pretty awesome.
yeah, we
I'm
got
ready
to
for
see
that
Snake
too.
Mountain
Actually,
next. We got to see Snake Mountain next time.
yes. What was the?
Oh, we did see Snake
We
Mountain. Oh,
did
I'm
see that.
tripping. I'm
I was
tripping.
about to say
Yeah, because
what.
that's where they were at. They were housed up after Skeletor died. That's where they were at creating all the little mechanical people. That's right. Okay.
And yeah, speaking of that, so we were getting a weird mechanical people through these episodes with whatever these things that they were giving them in this liquid.
Yeah.
Do we know who was making that?
No, I mean, I'm sure Lockjaw probably has something to do with it because he is kind of like cyborg, humanish. And they just tapped into technology. They just said that technology was taken over, and so that's kind of what they were going with. Never really explained that part, which they were just trying to get uh whatever they were trying to get out of Snake Mountain. So yeah,
Right. Hmm. I don't remember what was at Snake Mountain. Oh, it was the cup.
that's
The
right.
lady wanted the cup, and the cup. I don't remember what the cup was for, but it's been a few days since I've seen it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
But
rewatch it. I'm gonna rewatch it before the second half comes out.
for sure. And the glove of Glovula
Yeah,
was cracking me up. The glove of Glovula. And then yeah, and when you told me no glove, no love, I had no idea what was
I
going on because
I,
I
I
hadn't seen it.
purposely didn't want to say nothing, but when you heard it, then it should be
I
like,
got it.
ding. uh,
But we said glove of Glovula a lot in that
yeah.
little span.
So what do you think? Do you
Anyways,
think Attila and old girl were a couple and not just like partners?
I don't know.
It felt romantic to
It's
me.
it felt like there was a connection. I don't know if there was the full connection yet
Yeah,
of showing that.
I don't think they were gonna show them kissing or anything or really force it down like that, but it definitely felt like more of a like it was a buddy cop situation, but she was more like, man, you never told me about this part of your life. Like she was more intrigued, like, wow, why did you ever give this up? Like it was almost like, well, I don't want to tell you who I am because I want you to be with me for who I was. I want you to be with me for me. That's what it felt like, but it wasn't
Yeah,
forced. Like I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, here we go. Like with the Rugrats thing that I was so upset about.
right. They're gonna, hey,
I didn't feel like
we're just
that.
gonna go start making out,
Yeah,
whatever. Yeah, I I I expected it, but it didn't happen.
yeah,
But it was on the line of okay, they have more than just a buddy relationship. It's kind of we may reach there later in the
right.
episodes.
Especially if something has to happen to Tila or her, then you can definitely see that.
Right. Yeah, we'll see a little more of what's going on with that. Did Man of Arms is still there. The robot dude though,
Yeah, he
was he
was kind of
still he
No,
was
he died.
gone, right?
He
He
died.
died.
Yep. After he forged the two sides together, the power killed him.
That's right. And he said she was worried about him. He was like, "Hey, I feel something that means I was made
Yeah.
perfectly." Or yeah,
Like I'm a
that
real.
was sad.
It was like a Pinocchio moment.
I'm a real boy.
I'm a real boy. He had all the memories of Man of Arms. I can forge this sword together.
You made me just like you. Yeah, I mean, we did see a lot of. You said we saw a lot of death. We saw a lot of heroes die though, which was kind of out of the ordinary. We saw the Roboto, I guess his name was. We saw Orko, which was a big deal because we got to actually kind of watch him. He running out of magic. They basically had to him and Evelyn had to work. Evelyn. I always say Evelyn. I don't know why. Evelyn. They had to work together a lot to use the power. And there at the end, he's just like was smoking that dude until he evaporated.
Yeah.
And then they're burying this like cloth in Preternia,
Yeah.
which was really sad. I teared up a little bit on that one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I really loved, or like I said, to see him transform, because I thought he was going to be more serious just based upon the trailer. But then when we got him in character, he was still the same kind of Oracle. And then, of course, when the magic faded and he was like he was real brittle, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and he just was like having that conversation. Like it felt really good. But I like how it made fun of itself. Like they was like, so wait a minute, is your name really Evil Lynn? And she was like, nah, I put the evil in front of it.
I
Like,
put the
or when old girl was like, something fishy about this guy, right?
this
Like when
with
Merman,
Merman.
yeah,
Yeah, there's something fishy about that guy.
yeah, yeah. And it was like, come on, y'all was thinking it. Like, come on. I like how they made fun of itself. It still had a little bit of humor into it.
It did, but it wasn't like overly done trying to make it. Um,
A comedy.
yeah, it's like some of these newer movies and stuff try to add in the comedy that's like okay, wasn't really meant to be that much of a comedy. Kind of like Shazam.
Yeah,
Shazam just feels kind of
definitely
funky
not for
because
me.
because it's just not. You expect it to be more like smacky in the mouth, not ha 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 like funny. Anyways, but we didn't go there, so I'm glad. But there were
Yeah,
some shots like no glove, no love.
yeah. I was like, only the adults who get that one.
Yes, and I know there's a couple of guys watching right now that you're not old enough to understand that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. Overall, love the show.
yeah.
So, ready for the next part, whenever that is. Hopefully soon. So, since we're in the Netflix genre, there's the Army of Thieves. So, have you seen the trailer for that?
I have, I have. It's got old girl again. I know I reference Game of Thrones a lot, but she
That's the
was the
one
game.
show that I have not. I've only watched like 2 episodes.
Oh
That's
my
it.
gosh, Jared. Oh, the mythology. If you like Lord of the Rings, that type of stuff, it's for you because it's all of that. Uh, the last season was but overall it was a great show. But and yeah, she's like one of the main characters in the trailer anyway. That's recruiting the guy that we know from Army of the Dead, and it looks amazing. Like the heist, that whole heist film. But for it to be a Netflix film, the cinematography looks very vibrant. Like it looks like a
So,
theatrical movie. It looks really good. The music was great for the trailer. I thought I mean, it was only a minute, so I don't feel like we got everything, but enough to where it's like, yeah, I want to see it. So I'm in.
yeah, yeah. I was thinking it looks pretty good. It's kind of reminds me a little bit of what was that Italian Job
Mhm.
almost
There's
kind of
another
that
movie. Yeah,
genre.
it also there's another movie that came out with 50 Cent in it, and it had Gerard Butler as the cop. Cannot think of
I
what
know what you're talking about. I
Den
can't
of
think of the movie
Thieves.
name.
Den of Thieves.
Yes,
That's what it
that
feels
was
like.
a good movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah,
So
I'm into that type of stuff, heist films. like you said, Italian Job, all of that. I'm there for it. So, and the fact that it's Netflix, I'm 100% in.
Totally. And I like the fact because I like that character a lot. Just
Hmm.
because I mean, so it's kind of neat getting to actually kind of see him. I kind of wonder if is anybody else because we know there's like five, six people in that. Do you think there's any other characters out of the Army of the Dead that we saw that we would you think another film like that one would be
Batista,
good?
Batista. You could
You think
see like,
his
yeah, I think they can lead up until the first time. Like, you can really harp on that relationship between him and old girl. You know, she was like, I thought we were going to end up together, but you know, this happened. It could lead up into the scene leading directly into Army of the I mean, yeah, Army of the Dead.
Army
So
of the
yeah,
Dead? Yeah, you're right.
Batista, you could definitely do that. It's another, he's another A-lister. So, and if it's on Netflix, it would be fine. Um, I you know, I don't see them doing like the one on the guy who's the you know, the thrill seeker. I don't see him having a
The
solo
one that's
film.
like smoking the zombies at the beginning with the bats and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, Batista I could see. I don't know about Omari Hardwick. He was the black dude that survived at the end. I don't know, and not unless I think maybe him and Batista were in the military together or something like that. So if that's the case, he could be in it. But other than that, I
mm,
don't see them. Yeah, because you can kind of lump those three characters and his daughter together in a prequel, and it's
yeah.
still. But I mean,
At
I
least
think depending on how big the response is for this Army of Thieves, then you could have probably have a trilogy of just that alone.
the Army of Thieves part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know that Zack Snyder is supposed to do a sequel to Army of the Dead,
Hmm.
supposedly, that we're waiting on to see when that happens. Um, the one dude, what was his name? The black guy. What was his name?
Amari Hardwick, Ghost. Just
So
call him Ghost. Most people call him Ghost.
Ghost,
Yeah.
Ghost. So his like he seemed more like medic style because he was helping the lady in the pool and stuff. So it makes me wonder if like I don't know if his character would hold a movie by itself. I mean, maybe it could. I don't know. It depends on what he was
No,
before.
I don't think so. Like I said, I think I want to say him and
Mm,
Batista were in the army together or something together. So I don't like you said because he might be the main villain for the next movie. There's probably no point in having him, you know, because it
having
almost
another.
feels like uh what's the movie The Underworld. It kind of feels like it's can branch off like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love those movies. Those are
Yeah,
good movies.
yeah.
Well, that's because is it Kate Beckinsale?
I
I
just know
can't remember
leather.
her
That's the
name.
only thing I know. It's leather. You ain't
Lots
seen
of
it in the
leather.
world. It's just leather. That's all I can say. Just leather.
So that whole trailer looks really good. I like his character. I think that's going to be a good movie to watch. Maybe not one to like own or anything, but definitely get a good watch out of.
100%.
Okay, so let's go into the lawsuits that are going
Mm.
on because there's been several now, and we haven't. One thing I've noticed is out of all these lawsuits, we really haven't got like you hear that like Mark Wahlberg with his new one, he's upset that it's just going to go to the platform to watch. We had Krasinski's with their Quiet Place 2. They were upset that it's just going to go straight to uh, Paramount Plus 45 days after. They're suing. Nobody's really said anything outside of we know that they're filing lawsuits. But we actually had Scarlett Johansson file the lawsuit, and Disney actually said something to this one.
Mm-hmm. And Feige is pissed too.
But I'm going to let you go ahead because you were the first one to tell us about this. So let's start with why she did it, and then we'll go on with what Disney's response was.
So the whole thing about Black Widow being pushed back like it was because of the fact that it was supposed to be a guaranteed theatrical release. And her team did not know that they were going to put it out on Disney Plus with the they didn't know that they were going to put it out on Disney Plus with the access available, which cuts into what she originally signed up for. Because a lot of times when you get these big name actors to be a part of these projects, they get their upfront money, but then the back end money is what cuts the cost on them having to spend so much money up front. Because a lot of them like to get points or become executive producers and this, that, and the other, so they get long money versus just getting that one payout and that's it. So after she filed her lawsuit, of course, Kevin Feige was upset because he tried to talk to Disney. They was like, whatever. They finally responded and kind of said, listen, she got an extra 20 mil. So I don't know why she tripping. And then they gonna try to bring up the pandemic. Like, oh,
They
and yeah, go ahead.
they laid it at her feet, basically saying, "But COVID. Why can does she not understand we had COVID? Like it's her fault for wanting to be paid the way she was asked to be paid in a contract." And so then Feige comes back. Go ahead.
Oh, he was just saying he was disappointed in the fact that they couldn't, that they would be going to this lengths to upset her. Because this, I mean, you talking about Disney here, and I ain't trying to count nobody's pockets, but at the end of the day, if I'm Scarlett Johansson, I'm not even responding. All I'm gonna say is, listen, we had a contract, you breached it. Run me my money. That's it. I ain't saying
Yep.
nothing else. I'll see you in court. Is she gonna win? At the end
She's
of the
gonna win.
day, yeah, she's gonna win. If it's in the contract, if you didn't come back to her with an addendum to the contract, if you didn't like, if none of that stuff happened, ain't nothing to talk about. Run me my money.
Yep. 100%. She's gonna get it.
Ain't gonna be back in another episode of something. Even though her character dead, she gonna be back somewhere in the multiverses, walking around in the background or something.
And you know it. I mean, there. If there's one thing Disney does is they take a lot of those actors and they're going to put them somewhere else in another movie, another franchise. I mean, there's lots of people that have been in Star Wars that have been in Marvel. I
Right.
mean, it's they're going to be somewhere, and you just took out an A-list actor that maybe next time they'll do something different.
It will. She'll be up, pop up in DC somewhere in the new Suicide Squad movie, which
There
comes
you
out
go.
tomorrow.
Shoot, she would make a great Poison Ivy.
She would. She
I
would.
would like. I would be good with that.
I would definitely be good with that. Leather.
She's been in the red hair too.
Yeah. Yeah. It would work.
I'd be okay with it. But I mean, we're getting to the point now that, like I said, Disney actually said something, which everything else that's happened, nobody has said anything either way. They've just said, "Hey, there's a lawsuit going on." So, with that being said, I wonder down the road, because we still got lots of movies that are still supposed to come out this year. I wonder how the rest of these are going to work out. Because we had like, I've noticed James Gunn with his new Suicide Squad that came out
Oh,
today in theaters,
hmm
but it comes out in HBO Max tomorrow.
hmm
But they're 100%. I have not seen any kind of like, hey, check out HBO Max. It's been go to the theaters. We're talking to James Gunn. James Gunn, where do you think the best place to watch this is? Theaters. Let's go to the theaters.
Well, I think because we already like HBO is the one that started this mess off because they're the ones that started the year by saying no, all of our movies are, because we weren't even to the point of opening up the world to go back to the theaters.
Right.
So they were just like, look, we plan to have these movies come out this year. They coming out regardless, and they coming out straight to HBO Max, which of course boosts the subscribers. But to be honest, it's kind of it's a win some kind of way. It's still shady because of the contracts dispute stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That I mean, I'm never not wanting people to not get their money. But for HBO Max though, they took a risk by doing that because people wanted to see these movies. They wanted to see Mortal Kombat. People are gonna, like, even myself. I'm not going to the theater to see uh the Suicide
Suicide
Squad. I'm
Squad.
watching it tomorrow because my family wants to see it. So we're gonna
Same.
be watching that. And so, but at the same time, once you are watching these movies, it's like, and see, they don't do a 30-day trial. If you're gonna get it, you gotta get it. But there's
Yeah.
great stuff on HBO Max. Here in August 12th, they got the season 3 of the Titans coming out. So I'm just saying, like, HBO Max is out here fighting. Like, look, we showing y'all that we just as reputable as a Netflix, as a Disney Plus. So look what we got going on. And of course, you got Paramount Plus that's doing, like you said, the 45-day thing of
Mm-hmm.
exclusive in the theater, and then 45 days later, which I think the original thing was 90 days, but they cut it to in half. So all of these streaming services are going through it, but HBO started this off, and they are still probably going through litigation with all of these companies too, because again, they made that announcement without talking to the creators first. So
And what's funny is I have to give them props though, because they did. They said they were going to do it, and they have not backed down on it. I
now they
mean,
did they did say this year would be the last year that they're doing it. Um,
right.
so because I don't know what they're doing with Dune. I thought Dune they pushed it out, but I don't know if they pushed it to next year or not.
I think it's still this year. I think it's like
It's November,
November,
right?
December now. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think this one I don't know if they're still doing the HBO release as well as the theater. I'm not sure about Dune because that's supposed to be their huge property. So
Right. Well, we did push off. At least as far as I know, what was it? Matrix 4, and then the new John Wick 4. Or is it 5? I don't remember. It's 4 or 5,
yeah,
but it got
it's
pushed
four.
off. So I think it's going to be far enough out though. You're going to have to go watch that in the theater. And I think that's what some of them might end up doing. They might push some of them off. I honestly expected Dune not to be on HBO Max, but I mean, if they're putting Suicide Squad on there, I don't know
Well, I'm pretty sure
why
they
they
had to come
wouldn't
back to the table with that money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, listen,
somewhere. Yeah,
since you ain't doing it, then you go out. Hey, run me my money.
right. And speaking on that, we had since we're in the HBO stuff, we had Michael B. Jordan as Valzad. He's also directing that, isn't he? Or is he?
I
Is he
think
a
probably executive.
producer?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's, I mean, that's where we finally got his name at least. I don't know exactly what the story is going to be on that. Do you?
Just
I
basically
haven't.
a black Superman. That's essentially what it is. The whole thing is Superman is an alien, and instead of using uh his I can't even think Khalid
Kal-El.
Kal-El's story, they're going to use that story. So I have no idea about it. I haven't read Superman comics like that other than like the Death of Superman, that stuff, but nothing about Krypton or whatever. So yeah. Dang, I'm
Yeah.
so far. I'm so far into He-Man. I was fixing to call it Kryptonia.
Kryptonia. pre 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 crypt. I don't know what you'd call that. What would be Krypton's heaven?
Uh, Pre-Kryptonia.
Pre Kryptonia
Yeah,
under Kryptonia. I don't know
and
what it would be.
Sub-Kryptonia. Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Anyways,
Yeah.
yeah.
So no, I'm
So
interested in seeing what it would be. It's probably going to be another situation, kind of what we ran into with uh, Captain America. Some people just are not going to be able to see past the color on it. Just like the whole big
right,
fight with James Bond. When Idris Elba was going to be up to play James Bond, and they just could not see past the color of these fictional characters of being a different color. So
he's not gonna be because I thought he was.
who was that?
I thought
Idris Elba?
Idris.
No,
Yeah,
no, he's not as not unless they recently changed it. No, they said no. Yeah,
I didn't know that. Okay,
yeah.
I thought Daniel Craig was handing it over to him,
I mean, I
but
think he's gonna be done, but I'm saying I don't think they're the
it's
next.
not gonna be him.
Right, right, because Now the was the James Bond 25 or whatever, the one that hasn't come out yet. The girl in it from she played in Captain Marvel as her best friend. She was uh I can't think of
Yeah,
her name.
Rainbow,
Rambo. Yeah,
it's
Maria
not
Rambo.
Monica.
Yeah,
Yeah, Maria sounds right.
yeah. So she
Monica
played
was
Maria.
the
Yeah,
daughter.
Monica was the daughter. Maria, I think, was the mom. But she played Maria. And I think I know she's in the series, like she's taken over the mantle. So who knows? We won't know until we see the end of it. But
The
uh,
final, right?
yeah, Idris Elba, they shot that down a while back.
That's crazy.
Right?
Because
He's
I mean, he
British.
he's yeah, he seems like he would fit that part. Yeah, I think one of my favorite ones of his is the Dark Tower. I
Mm-hmm.
like I like
Never
his.
seen it.
You haven't? You
I
should, because
haven't.
that it's a great movie.
Okay.
Anyways, it it reminds me of, like, that's what made me think he could do that, because of, like, it's kind of a western, basically,
Mm-hmm.
James Bond, in my opinion. Anyways, so we also have the Dark Universe that they've been trying to work on. We had, what was the one with Tom Cruise, The Mummy,
Yeah.
that was kind of a flop. It
Mm-hmm.
was okay. I wasn't too big on it. But they have the guy that played Beast in the new X-Men First Class.
Okay.
That guy. So he's playing the, like, I don't. It's like a henchman, basically, of Dracula. And so he's. They always thought he was crazy, but it was really Dracula was talking to him and telling him what to do. So they're trying to start the Dark Universe with some of these off characters. What do you think of that? Because I don't know
See, the thing
how
is
some of
this:
those guys work.
I don't know either, but they just need to make a successful movie and then announce that they're trying to do a universe, because that's the kind of the thing they ran into to begin with, is trying to, like, they had took pictures with all the cast members, they had did all of the stuff, and they could get a
Yeah,
successful movie off. Like, just start with one good movie and then build on it, because then you, like, without, like, make it feel organic, even though you had a plan the whole time. Like, don't
right.
just give it all to us. That's what I'm saying. Like, just, hey, make a successful movie, just like Army of the Dead. I didn't know he was planning to do no prequels and stuff like that. But after I seen it, I was like, oh, they doing prequels? Okay, cool. Now
Up part
I'm
of it,
kind of
yeah,
interested now.
yeah,
So that's my only thing. Nothing against. I mean, I just want to see a good story. It could be about, like you said, it could be about the person who gave the idea to Frankenstein, uh, or whatever. However you want to do it.
yeah. Just give us a good movie, though.
Right.
They're having a problem with both of those. It's almost like everything they're doing, they're putting the cart before the horse,
100%.
per se. I know we got the Flash coming up. They're
Mm-hmm.
working on that right now. We had where they, I mean, it's rumored, but basically, Flash fights Dark Flash, which is basically himself from an alternate universe. And I don't know if you've watched any of those the
I
cartoon
haven't.
style ones.
No.
So basically, they're fighting against the alternate version of them,
Mm-hmm.
Justice League wise. So I think that's where it's going to kind of go with that. But we had Batfleck. They had some pictures of him. He's back now. So
Yeah, so
I
apparently it
mean,
was a stunt double doing, like riding around on the cycle, but it's hinting that it's the Bat Flick
it's going to be him,
version. Yeah.
right?
So that's pretty cool. I'm sure it'll be exciting. And it kind of feels like they're still sticking to somewhat of a Snyderverse, in that if they're still holding on to those characters. So it'd be interesting to see. Obviously, we people want to see uh Michael Keaton as Batman. So yeah, I'm
I'm ready for
interested
that.
to see, who all's in it. Like, if we got a Val Kilmer, I mean, we won't probably get a Val Kilmer, but a George Clooney Batman, or what if we got Christian Bale?
Okay, so in the line of Batman,
Hmm.
who is your favorite
Michael
Batman? We're
Keaton.
talking about all the way from the
Michael Keaton.
Michael
Easy,
Keaton. Okay,
easy.
okay, 100%.
Because to me, and Christian Bale is a close second. Michael Keaton, because it's funny, because I was actually watching The Dark Knight yesterday, but Michael Keaton, because he plays a believable Bruce Wayne, and then he
I agree.
doesn't look like he would be Batman. So you look at him and you're like, you are a nerd. Like you just got money, bro. Like that's the only thing going for you. That's the way it feels. And then he's Batman.
Yeah.
Christian Bale, he's so cool as Bruce Wayne. You could see him, and as how cocky he was, you can imagine him being Batman. You know what I'm saying? So for me, Michael
Yeah.
Keaton played a great Bruce Wayne and a great Batman,
I agree.
which is
I,
why I want Michael Keaton to be back for Batman Beyond and play
okay.
Michael
They play
Keaton.
the
I mean, play
old
Bruce
play
Wayne
old
again.
Batman.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That would be cool. I'd like that. Who would be your favorite Batman at that point then? If he's Bruce Wayne for that.
So it's was it Terry McGinnis plays Batman. So I would see somebody like the guy from what is his name? He's playing in Doom right now. The not Doom,
You're talking about
Doom Squad.
the kid? Dude,
So in Doom
I haven't
Squad,
watched that, so I
okay,
don't know
well,
who.
he plays on White Collar too. I can't let me think of this guy's name. I'll tell you the character, and so you can look
Okay.
him up. But yeah, he
While
looked.
you're looking at actually, you can't hear. What was his name?
I'm about to find out.
Okay. Well, while you're
I'll tell
doing
you,
that,
Matthew
my
Bomber,
guy Matthew.
Matt Bomber, Bomer. It's Bomer. Matt Bomer.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who I see playing Terry McGinnis.
I'll pull this guy up. Maybe.
Maybe because this guy is in high school, really. So maybe even like a Zach Efron. But I just think the height wise, he would have the height. But he, like I said, he's already playing a character in DC, but it's on the TV side of it. It's not in the movies.
Right. Okay. Let me pull this up. So
And
this
I got
is
one more
who
name
we're
after you
talking
tell me
about.
yours. Yeah, and I got one more name after you tell me yours. But go ahead.
So there's who he's talking about.
Yeah.
That is Matt Bomer or whatever his name is. Okay, so mine. Let me pull his. Everybody's gonna know who it is once I get a picture of him up here real quick. Pick a good one. There it is. That'll work. Maybe. Tell me your other one and I'll search
Okay. My
for
other one is Richard Madden. He's actually in. Um, he's actually in the Eternals, but he also
Oh.
spoiler no spoiler Game of Thrones. But
You
yeah,
just
Richard,
like Game of Thrones, don't
I
you?
do, I
That's what it
do,
is.
I do. They have great actors. I mean, that's where Mando came from. Game of Thrones.
Did he really? I did
Yes,
not know
sir.
that either.
Yeah, that's why everybody flipped out. Like because at first, uh, they were gonna do a Star Wars movie, the runners of Game of Thrones, but yeah, yeah, Richard.
Okay, so here is mine. Let me pull him up. From Cobra Kai. I feel like he is the right age for him.
100%. That's a great pick. That's a great pick
That's
because,
Zolo. I can't remember his name, and I just pulled it up.
but he's supposed to be Blue Beetle.
I saw that. Yeah, they announced. Well, it's a rumor, right? It's not an actually announced that
Yeah,
he's Blue Beetle, which I've never heard of that character, so I wouldn't.
it's
I don't
almost
know
like
much
Venom.
about that one.
He's almost like a Venom, like some sort of thing kind of bites him on the back of his spine, and then it gives him the uniform, and the
Or
uniform can do stuff with weapons and stuff like that. But yeah, he actually, I think, really wanted to do that part before they even announced it. Like that was like a dream project for him. So, but yeah, he's great in Cobra Kai, and yeah, you're right. His age and everything.
yeah, he's like almost like college age. He's like right in that range, which
He's
I
in
feel
that
like
Tom
is where
Hollindish. area,
Yes, exactly.
where he can still look young for quite a long time. And then if you had multiple seasons of it, or if you did wanted to do a trilogy, he could,
He
you
could
know,
grow with it. Yeah.
right. And if you really wanted to go even super younger, even though I know he's much older now and starting to look like it, is the kid from Stranger Things, is one that's in Ghostbusters.
Okay. Yeah. Eleven's boyfriend or whatever. I
Yeah,
can't remember his
yeah,
name.
yeah,
That would be a good one.
yeah.
Okay, so here's your other one that you said, and I could kind of see that.
He can grow his hair out dark. I mean, and he's had his hair darker before. It's that's a really picture. That's a picture of where his hair is really light. But yeah, he
Right.
also can kind of have that baby face. Because I mean, if you wanted to just touch the mythology a little bit and make him in college versus in high school, then I
Right.
think he would be able to do it. Because, and yeah, I think he would work. He's such,
I,
yeah, I can see it.
I could see him in that vein of Batman, Nightwing, maybe what's his name?
Red Skull,
Red
Red Hood.
Red Hood. Red Hood. Yeah. So yeah, those are good. Those are good choices. WB, you need to hire us.
That's right.
DC, we know what we're talking about. We know what's going on. Okay. Well, we love you guys. Ace, love you.
Love you too,
Glad
bro.
you're on with me.
Of course.
Glad we do what we do.
That's right. So
Thank
much
you
fun.
guys for hanging out with us. And we will see you next week, Thursday, 7:30. We got to go out on some He-Man. I have the power.
And the masters of the universe.
Love you guys. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.